Hello, and welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You are watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend off. Thank you for being here nice and early for us to get set off, even though we are the late ones. Haha. Thank you for hanging around for us. Before we jump into tonight's show, we do have some brand partners and sponsors and things to go through. So let's start with, who are we starting with? Betty.
It's me. Norse Foundry. I already screwed it up. The Swole only roll on Norse Foundry. Amazing gemstone and metal dice. And all of our featured music comes from the free library, available on Apple Music and Spotify by the one and only Norse Foundry. You can use the code SWOLE, that's SWOLE, and you can save 10% at norsefoundry.com. So go get all of the pretty little gemstone click-clacks. Look at those pretty babies.
Pretty.
Awesome. Ashley?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes! All of our 3D printed and custom terrain comes from the incredible folks at Griffin Co. Eagle screech sound here. Fun fact, did you know that the sound that we often associate with eagles is actually the sound of falcons, and eagles themselves actually sound more like seagulls? Here's a bird fact. Check them out with the code SWOLE22 and save 22% at griffinco.com. That's a sound.
It's a dying falcon. And Paul, bring us home.
What's up, guys? Fables of Gahlia is sponsored by Hero Forge, where all of our fully custom player minis come from the Hero Forge modeler. Yeah, design yours today at heroforge.com and get crazy with it.
Awesome. Okay, housekeeping. We don't have a sub goal because we're still getting caught up with all of the previous giveaway winners and things. If you don't receive a prize, you will be reached out to by me to organize a gift card to go to you for the same amount. So bear with me while I'm working through that, because I also do have like 5 other jobs as well. So I'm a little slow, and I apologize, but that's why we put the plug in for giveaways right now. However, if you do choose to still subscribe, it does go a long way with us. It helps pay the bills and things that we have for keeping the channel looking nice and running well. So if you do subscribe, then thank you so much for choosing to do that, either by Prime subscribing, which you get for free, but you have to organize that every month because it won't do it automatically. Regular subscriptions or gifted subscriptions, if you are feeling so generous, then thank you for all of those. Oh, we got a follow. Light Quill Sword. It's an elf. School of the Enchantment Wizard. I do like enchantments. I do like enchantment wizards. Dope. Welcome in. Nope. Shouldn't have done that. Now I don't know where I am.
We also have a YouTube.
Nope. I was going somewhere with it.
Okay, well, who won't improvise?
Nope. It's completely gone. So, but yes, we are catching up with the YouTube. I think we only have like 5 episodes to upload now to be current with the YouTube. Hey! I'm so tired.
Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we caught up like 20 something. Yes, it takes a lot of editing. So yes, you can go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are so close to having 1,000 subscribers over there, which we would really like, because then when we get 4,000 watch hours, then we can become partners, and that'd be nice. So please do go over there and hit subscribe. If you're new here, then click follow, just like Light Sword Quill. Did I remember that right?
Yep.
Squirrel.
No, they're not even showing up in the... all right. Yes, like they did. You will get a character rolled on the screen, so close enough. You will get a character rolled on the screen, and they're pretty dope. So that's a bonus for following us. And again, it goes a long way with us. It's just little metrics, but it really helps the channel out, getting in front of more people and yada yada yada. If you are a subscriber, you can hit !roll in the chat to roll a d20. Get off my case, Captain Cowboy. I'm getting there. I've got an order. !roll in the chat will roll a d20. It's not working.
No, it's not working. It'll work in a second.
Okay. So we'll fix that. But then you can also put !roll D followed by your die of choice, and it will roll that one for you. D6, D8, D4, D100 even. So you can go nuts with that. However, if you are not a subscriber, that's totally okay. Thank you for being here. And just for being here, you do accrue channel points, which you get just for the amount of minutes that you look at our beautiful faces. And you can use those channel points during the Fables of Gahlia to spend 1,000 points per player per stream. And when 10 people do that for one player, they will get a flex point signified by a flexing arm in their player window, which does give them like a side door to the rule of cool. It has to make narrative sense, but it saved lives and helped them out a lot. So I keep reading the chat and I shouldn't. Yep, there you go. So get in the chat and talk amongst yourselves and decide who should get that flex point and then aim at that person. Yes, kind of like heroic inspiration. You got it. I think that's it. Oh, and we're moving to Thursdays. We will be off next. We will be off next Friday because I will be in Houston. And then the week after that, we will come back on the 15th on a Thursday. Thursdays. We'll give that a go. We've been doing Fridays for what, like 2 years? So
Yeah.
Like I just got my 24-month like subscription thing, so it's 2 years.
And that's only on this channel.
Yeah. Hey. It's fixed. So you guys can go.
There you go. You can !roll all to your heart's content.
Yep, and your flex points will now work too. So
there you go. Look at that. Look at us.
Look at us. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought?
Ooh, you rolled a 20. Smoothie.
Nice. All right, that
Squirrel.
all being out of the way, I believe that there's nothing else left to do except roll the trailer for the next episode of the Fables of Gahlia. And welcome back. So, last time on the Fables of Gahlia, the mood was somewhat somber following the death and subsequent resurrection of one Wilpus Cobblecollar. You guys consoled one another within the Tall Glass Tavern before Rose headed to pray, and Lost headed out to investigate to see if anyone had seen any Shadar Kai that would be wielding said chain. Splitting off, the other two, Rhapsody and Adeline and Zero, went over to Wilpus's workshop to investigate further, to find the chain. They found it, they managed to get in, chose not to take a key, and left after that. Lost not hearing much about Shadar Kai, although you did hear from a couple of kids that someone that sounded like his chain jingling was seen in the dead of night heading towards Wilpus's place. Acquiring Zero's frame, everyone went back to the Tall Glass Tavern once more. Lost, having been reunited with the chain of his family's making, decided to go and use it, and with a little help from Rhapsody, quickly realized that this was the chain belonging to his twin brother, long gone, who took Lost's glory and saved the Shadar Kai clans. A plan was hatched to rest and then scry upon the chain to find the user, whoever it is, and that is where we are coming back to the Tall Glass Tavern in the bedroom that you are all situated in. Probably the girls' one, because you've been dressing up Zero. What would you guys like to do?
Is this next morning already? No.
No,
still
it's
okay.
it's the same day.
Oh, Sarah, you've never looked so lovely. He's wearing like one of my frilly blouses, has like some of Roz's silks draped around him in like a kind of sarong style, and his cape and everything, and it's just like
and his
so overdressed.
His cloak of billowing, which he says, "Thank you," and his little like chained on arms upon this like frame kind of swing from side to side, and the cloak like billows out behind him.
Oh, yay! Lovely.
It's definitely a sight.
I think he blends much better now.
I think the cloak doesn't allow for blending, but he definitely looks wonderful.
It's still there, just billowing out.
You followed. How's Wilbus doing?
He was in a hooded cloak. So we didn't really get to see him, which was probably the point. But he's home now with his son.
That's good. I hope. We were able to recover the chain.
Good. By morning, I should be able to get some kind of information off of it.
So we're like mid-afternoon right now, sort of getting on. Is there anything in particular that you guys want to achieve? Because I know you guys are like waiting on the long rest, so I don't want to make you guys like role play for hours to get there.
We will.
Is there anything that you guys want to achieve within this day? Or is there anything of note that you want to say that you're doing? If not, then we can just skip ahead.
All I'm doing is slaying sobriety. So I'm going to be in the bar and then back to my room.
Slaying the evil of sobriety.
Yes.
I
Go ahead.
spend the rest of my evening doing some arts and crafts and making Duchess a tiny outfit that matches what Zero is wearing.
Okay. You can either give me I'll take like a sleight of hand because that's like dex based,
Okay.
or I'll allow performance on this as well.
I feel like my performance is probably better. Let's see. Yes. Okay. All right. 23.
Wow.
Well done.
You hit that like student hyper focus.
Hmm.
Like there's nothing to study right now, and so all of that energy is just like focused in on creating the most immaculate miniature version
I told him
of this outfit for Duchess, your astral tentacle cosmic rat. It looks immaculate,
and get in the bed.
even down to the hemming and like the turn-ups and things. Like everything is like perfect on it. Small collar that fits around. Even managed to find these like small like round beads that you managed to stitch on to use as like faux buttons. It looks great. And even a small cape that looks like his cloak.
I kind of blow on it a little bit to make it billow. When I'm like, Rose, look.
They're definitely twins. Do you have some gold ribbon?
Let me check my ribbon bag. Do I have?
Just
Like
like
Mary
the
Poppins.
bag that just keeps folding outwards.
I think it's probably likely that I have a little bit of gold ribbon. Yeah, do you want like kind of like a yellow gold, or more of like kind of a white gold, or more I have a rose gold as well.
Sure, the rose gold.
Apropos. Is this enough?
Sure. And I'll,
Like rolls of ribbon.
I'm just gonna say that all my length of hempen rope I've replaced now with just ribbon.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Noted.
No.
Hey, ribbon's strong. We got this. That's fine. We'll do it all together.
Sure.
I'm gonna cut the strand into 3 pieces. And I'm gonna take one piece and I'm gonna tie it around Poppy's neck because dressing up Duchess was like, oh, I should probably do something special for Poppy. And so now my skeleton living dead cat has a gold ribbon, like bow, tied around her neck. And then the other 2 pieces, I'm gonna tie gold bows on my pigtails. on my brains.
Wonderful. Poppy kind of purrs and, like, in her way, where it sounds like two bones kind of knocking on one another, before, like, ducking her head into you and, like, winding in between your feet. Cool.
I think that I would go down to check on Lost.
I think Lost came back up
Okay, are you
and
still with
had
us?
had just entered the room with Rhapsody at the time.
I know that all of this is, we'll just call it difficult. Whatever support you need, though, you have here with us. I will need you to, if you really think that this chain belonged to him, I might need some kind of description. But if it's not him carrying it, just having the chain should be enough for me to view them.
He looks like me. Most thought he was a better version of me.
Well, people can be wrong. So, in fact, most of the time people, especially large groups of them, are wrong. Anyhow, I don't really have much else planned for the day. Tidying ribbons and billowing cloaks.
Yeah, so between, like, dressing up in ribbons, going and getting unsobered, and creating the little outfit for Duchess, we'll say that's how you guys spend the rest of your day, finding yourselves in a long rest. You can go ahead and take that.
Nice.
No, I've been so nice lately.
That's not ominous at all.
As what is the plan? What is the plan? Are you choosing to get up fairly early, like before most people are up? Because you guys had talked about going and ballooning away, but I didn't know if that was, you're gonna try and leave earlier. What is the plan for today?
I believe we're gonna have the ceremony. Yes.
That may inform her.
That might have to decide what we do the rest of the day.
But the tentative plan is to do the whole, like, scry, and then get in the balloon.
Yeah.
But if the scry is like, he's right behind you, then we'll be like, oh no, stab, and then balloon.
Right.
It's all that, and then we're going to glam up, and Adeline's going to glam up, and then we're going to do the balloon ride to her old institute and come off the balloon she's all that style, like, you know.
Right, I'll take off my glasses and take my ponytail down and be a completely different person.
Like Mean Girls.
Or like any movie during the 90s.
Yeah. Insert movie here.
Just pick one. Sweet. Okay. So as the sort of dawn sun creeps through the uncurtained windows of the Tall Glass Tavern, kind of dancing across your face and the backs of your eyelids starting to rouse you from your sleep, what are you guys doing?
Well, obviously, I'm already awake. and finished with my calisthenics, I'll get on my snazzy captain's gear and head over to the room.
Okay. You guys hear a knock on the door. Are you guys already up?
I'll go and let him in. Come on in.
Good morning.
45, 46, 47, 48.
I'll tidy my ribbons. All right. I feel really good about this.
Is there any way we can help?
I don't think so.
Alright.
Just, being here. Okay. So I would lie the chain out, probably on the floor, and like sit down cross-legged in front of it. And for this particular spell, because I have an item, possession, they will have a -4 to their wisdom save. But I don't know them.
So they get a +5,
-4.
which equates out to a +1 on top of their save.
So I would cast Scrying.
Okay.
Ooh, first, can I do something else? I'm sorry. Can I
Yes.
Can I really examine the chain to see if I don't know, is there long dark hair? Is there just any kind of investigative, or it'd probably be investigation, even though I'm way better at perception. But anything physically that would be.
You can give me an investigation check.
Okay, we'll try. 11.
11?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really stands out. There are occasionally, on some of the links of the chain, there is some. You speak Elvish, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, so there's Elvish script on there. That roughly, because colloquial Elvish, roughly translates to Clan Oth.
Okay. Looking at the chain that Lost has, is it the same? Does it say that on his as well?
Does, yeah.
Okay. All right, then I will go ahead and move forward with my scry.
Okay. What does it look like when you cast Scry for the very first time?
I think that she would take the chain in her hands while she sits on the floor and kind of close her eyes and bow her head, and then all of a sudden her head comes up, but her eyes have milked over, and they're golden light coming from her eyes, and she no longer is seeing what's in this room, but hopefully she's seeing whatever this person is doing.
Okay. So I have a save to make.
Yeah, wisdom save, and you have to beat 17. Well, you get
17. And they have to be on the same plane?
Yeah,
Or does it not matter?
it does.
They have to be on the same plane. Okay.
Yeah.
With the extra +1, it brings it to 14.
That's a fail.
So, as your eyes like gloss over with that sort of golden, almost like liquid that's sort of passing around in your eyes, running around, you travel at the speed of light, hoping that this connection will reach someone that is on this plane, knowing that you're dealing with people who are plane jumping, basically. The white and gold light just speeding past you, unable to make out anything around you other than this this torrential light before you stop and you see the back of a humanoid. Long jacket with a big collar around, sort of up to the ears. You can see the tips of ears poking out between the sort of parted, long, black, raven black hair. And you hear sort of muffled speaking. You only hear one side of it, which would lead you to believe that they are speaking to someone who is not physically present. You hear him say, "Yes, I dealt with the gnome as requested and retrieved this," and holds up the book that you had looked through with Wilpus, detailing the machinations of the Arcanon, the sort of magical war weapon, as well as countless other notes within this book. And he puts it on what looks like a table. Like, you only get this like 10-foot radius around this person. And as he does, he kneels and puts his head down. And for a couple of beats, doesn't say a word. And then you hear, "Now." and slowly turning his head towards where you are looking on, you see Lost's face. As he continues to turn, you watch as this face fades into mechanical pieces, copper and brass, all clicking amongst one another. A single teal-lit eye on the one side. Turns all the way around, looking directly at you and says, "Got you."
I want to do two things. One, I want to look around this space and see if there's anything that I can recognize.
Okay, yeah, we'll say that you're able to do that as the scene is kind of progressing. Give me a perception check. Are you looking within the 10 feet, or are you trying to look beyond that?
Well, I know I can only see within the 10 feet of the target, so I would just try to get any kind of context from that.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh my god, it's a natural 20. No shit. So that's a 29. That's a 29, but it's a natural 20.
29.
I didn't know the numbers went that high.
They do.
Okay. What you see is almost like Wilpus's workspace, the way that was laid out. Like there's just bits and pieces on this table. Also reminds you of the house where you met the other Shadar Kai, where there were gnomes in there that were tinkering and things as well. Those are just like pieces of like cogs and bits of sort of machinery around. The stone looks more red than you're used to. Almost as if this isn't of Islas, or nowhere in Islas that you've seen, at least. You see, you recognize 3 or 4 on the table in front of him, just next to where he put the book. Soul engines, just laid out flat. Like all of the gyroscope circlets that just like laid out flat completely. They look, as much as you can tell, like brand new. Like they've not been used yet. You see other books. You see the sort of edge of a bookcase, but it's filled with scrolls. What else do you see within that? I'm trying to give you as much as I can, but I only have 10 feet. Because 29. If you'd gotten 30, I'd probably go beyond the 10 feet, because that's technically impossible.
I mean, 30 is pretty fucking close. I mean, 29 is pretty fucking close.
But it's not. 30 is where impossible starts. I would say as he turns to you, you see a little bit of his jacket fall away, and there is in his chest a completely running soul engine. With a bright teal spark in the middle. And that's what I'll give you.
Okay. The other thing I was gonna do is as soon as he looked at me, I was gonna break the connection. I can hear what he says if that's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he turns and says, "Got you." You go to break the connection and you are thrust back into that blinding white and gold light, but traveling backwards. But there's something coming towards you,
Oh, fuck.
gaining faster and faster and faster. As it comes more and more into view, you see the orange tones become shiny, become metallic. This copper skull with his mouth agape, eyes sparking with teal energy. But then you come back to yourself.
I feel like just reactively, she would like back away from where she was and like throw the chain down. And I'll look to Lost. Your brother, he operates on a soul engine now. And he deals with someone not of this plane. And everything is run by Druidite. They're using it to run these soul engines. It was in your brother's eye. It was in his soul engine in his chest. And he saw me.
How?
I don't know. I mean, I know that there's a risk doing this kind of magic, that if someone is able to, see invisible things.
With
Adeline, you can give me an Arcana check.
that's a nat 20,
Jesus Christ.
Best night.
which makes that a 28.
I have to hold some things close to my chest.
Tell us everything. It's been
Tell
2
us
years, damn it.
Skipped the end. Just kidding.
It's just skip to reading the last page and go, oh, okay.
Oh,
That's how I do.
work backward.
So what comes to mind, like straight away with a natural 20, easy. Rose mentions the druidite within the eye. And you think maybe something along the lines of true seeing through that one eye.
Well, if Druidite's being employed in this way, who knows what abilities it could give. Gosh, is that why it's being mined? To be sent to whatever faction your brother is now aligned with. Did you see where he was?
It was similar to some of the gnome workshops that we've been to before, like the one where we fought the Shadarkai before, and even the workshop here. But it was different. Like, the stone was a color I've never seen. I haven't seen a lot of things, but I've at least seen this area.
How
We have
far?
to find. Sorry, Lost. Go on.
I don't know. That's not the worst part about it. As I as I tried to break the connection and sever the spell, it was like they were being drawn to me. Like I was being chased through my own vision. We are not safe here.
No. We should leave. What if that tether allowed them to see exactly?
I can imagine. So, just like I could see where they were, kind of. I just don't recognize. I wonder. I mean,
Can I? Sorry, while she's speaking, can I take out the lantern of revealing and start to kind of shine that around the room just to see if there's
That reveals any invisible.
creatures or objects? Which wouldn't that? Does a scrying sensor count as an invisible object?
a creature that can see invisible objects can see the sensor as a luminous orb about the size of your fist.
There you go. So, you light the lantern and start to shine it around the room. Nothing shows up. So you can surmise one of two things. Either the chase was an attempt to get at Rose, or the idea was just to get a bead, and that was all that was needed. Which one of those? I don't know.
Sorry, Rose. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just I was afraid that we were being listened in on. I don't think we are at the moment, at least. But if all you needed was a description to see them, now that they've seen you, and they know who we travel with more intimately,
I can imagine it would be very easy for him to see you lost. Like, I could see Lily if she was on this plane, but she's not.
we have to follow the supply chain. I feel the Institute must have something to do with this. Grigor is so attached to everything. Maybe then we can find more about how it's being exported, where it's going, how it's being used there. We have to find it. We have to stop it, interrupt the flow. If they have... Oh, I don't think you mentioned that he had the book.
What did I not mention?
Did you?
The book.
Oh, I would definitely have told you that.
Especially if they have the means, the schematics to make these weapons, and they have their hands on mass amounts of druidite. Think of the devastation.
Yes. I would I don't want to. Would Rose be able to, like, kind of, by process of elimination, assume where he was located?
That's a hard one.
I know.
You've only really been where you've been in game.
Right.
But I'm sure we could find answers at the Institute.
Right.
Yeah, in the geological samples lab.
0.
I mean, yeah, Adeline can give me a nature check with probably with disadvantage. I don't think geology is going to be on your elected curriculum. So
Yeah, probably not. I rolled a 13 on both die. Which is wild.
That's the best
Um,
number.
Lucky number 3. It's a 17 total.
17. Yeah, that's pretty good. You had like a 29 perception. Okay, yeah. So balancing this out, after like a few clicks of just mentioning in passing these redder rocks,
Right.
and the fact that it was what looked like a gnomish workshop,
Right.
you could probably put 2 and 2 together after a few beats, like this thing's got to like stew in the back of your head, that there's a good chance that this is somewhere in Agarin, which is the continent that holds the New Dawn Empire.
Right. And then I would turn to 0. 0? What are the stones
Yes.
like? What are the stones like in Agarin, in the New Dawn Empire?
Hard.
And that is wonderful. Thank you for answering that question.
You are welcome.
More specifically, what color are they?
My best estimation would be maybe like a burnt orange.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
You are welcome.
It's like all roads are leading to the New Dawn Empire for us.
Yes.
But it sounds like it's more dangerous than we even imagined.
Yes.
We need more information.
Are there people you can trust at the Institute with this kind of information?
I trust my family.
So, Adeline, you know that your father especially, but likely your mother as well, were part of a faction of teachers and mages that didn't necessarily teach, that were working towards like a greater good cause before oh my gosh, what's his name?
Snape?
No,
I mean, I know that's not his name.
this is like way back. 1 second.
The guy who died?
Girard.
Yes.
Dang. That's a callback.
He was part of it. Right. But, like, Grigor and the head guy were not aligned with this group, or at least not, like, a part of it.
They weren't part of it, no.
Right, but they weren't, like, necessarily like, screw this group. Right. Not outwardly.
Yeah, they weren't running through the halls like blasting people with magic.
Right. I trust my family, and there are other instructors and mages of great power who they're closely aligned with. I've no doubts that the Institute, as an institution, is not necessarily the most morally upstanding as a whole. I'm realizing as you dig a bit deeper, there are skeletons in every closet. Theirs may be more tightly packed than your average closet o skeletons. As the popular saying goes, how everyone says it. It's the idiom, that's how everyone says it. So I have no doubts that the Institute is involved in some way, but I don't want to imply that everyone there is up to no good. There are people of good, upstanding character there, who are just trying to do their best.
Give me a history check.
Okay, it looks like... First it looked like a 1. It is a 7. But it's a +8. Okay, you add 2 numbers together that are right next to each other, ends up 15.
Yeah.
ADHD math.
ADHD math.
Because it's
Right.
not 16 and it's not 14, but it's the one in between them.
Yep.
Is that how we
Double.
all do it?
Double 14 plus 1.
Hell yeah. Paul's over
double
here like, what
7.
the fuck?
Double 7 to get to 14. Yes. You know that whereas you may not know of all of them, you know that the Institute is rife with factions. As soon as you get within the school building, when you look at the adults and the people like that have authority, it is a constant power struggle.
My advice, once we arrive, is to question first. Do not give anyone your trust who hasn't proven to you that they deserve it. It's hard for me to do so. I've known most of these people all my life, but I know now.
That's easy. I trust no one.
One of the
But
reasons I left, or took on the errand that I did, is because I realized that things weren't all as they seemed. And I thought I could get to the bottom of it. But it's just this spool that keeps unraveling, and it's more and more and more. Well, it goes so much deeper than I ever thought it did. So, I think we should be very careful about who we trust. But we can start with my parents, my family. Gosh, my little brother, he'll love you. He'll want to hold your chain, Lostroth. Don't let him, he's so clumsy. But, he likes playing knights. He used to sword fight with the fireplace poker. Miss him terribly. Oh, it was. He slayed many of my mother's finest pillows.
trust in family is probably the last thing I do at this moment. But we can talk on the way there. And I just leave. I'm heading for the balloons to get it ready.
Right.
We won't.
Gosh, we're leaving today, aren't we?
I don't think there's much reason to stay here. Plus, I think it puts everyone here in danger.
Right. we're gonna have to see. Oh gosh, what's the son's name? Doritz? We're going to have to see Doritz, aren't we?
I mean, we've already paid for the balloon, so...
Is it more of a courtesy if we leave without saying goodbye?
Probably at this point.
I need to stop by downstairs on our way out.
Okay.
I'll gather everything. Would you mind if Zero walks with you?
Oh, and that's perfectly fine.
Right.
Would you like, for Roz, would you like to stay with Adeline?
I'll take that affirmative head shake as a yes.
So clasp silence on.
Oh,
Right.
I hear in my head, yes.
Fantastic. Thank you, Roz. Oh my god, yes, my outfit does look really good today. Thank you so much for saying that. I didn't do anything different with my hair, no, but it's just particularly, but oh my god, stop. You're so complimentary.
I walk out the door thinking, how do I sever this connection?
Before we leave, I want to stop down by the bar and talk to
Kodak.
the bartender. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. And I want to order
Kradith.
Kradith. I want to buy approximately like a week's worth of meals. Like,
I thought you were going to say milk.
no,
Legit
I wanna-
thought you were going to say milk.
no. I essentially want to put together like a week's worth of food and stuff, and to feed two over a period of time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, can give you anything that will keep without any sort of special treatment. I think you can get like a week's worth of like rationing for everyone for like 1 or 2 gold pieces.
To be okay. And I want to ask, do you have a basket I could put this in? Something that looks nice? And maybe a bottle of wine? I'd like it to be you see, it's a gift. I
Gift
want it to be
basket?
kind of nice.
Let me see. He heads towards the back. Comes out a few minutes later with a wicker basket with a handle on it. And he says, "I found this too." He pulls up like a red and white gingham napkin to go across the top. Keep the fly.
It's perfect! And I'll pull out some matching ribbon with which I'm going to affix a little quick note that she's scrawled on a piece of paper. And she'll put everything in the basket and kind of cover it with the fabric.
Okay.
How much do I owe you?
With the basket,
With the basket.
2 gold.
Goodness gracious. Premium on baskets is... I'm just kidding. It's very nice of you to have this. Thank you. And it's been a lovely stay in a lovely city. We've really appreciated our time here. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, and welcome to come back to the Tall Glass Tavern whenever you please.
Absolutely. I'll tell everyone. It's the tallest glasses you could find on the entire continent.
We do have the tallest glass. We don't have that many of them, so maybe don't tell as many people.
I'll be very selective.
Yes, or tell them to come in batches.
Right. Absolutely. Small groups.
Yes,
Will do. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
He adjusts spectacles on his nose, and bids you farewell. So you go and rejoin the rest of the party. Awesome. You head towards the ballooning fields at Fish Out of Water ballooning. Darts is nowhere to be seen.
I'm gonna just leave the basket at the front door.
As you go to leave the basket at the front door, there is a note nailed onto the door that if you take it, just says, "Take your duck and get the fuck out."
She'll leave the basket and kind of arrange things so it looks nice. And just leave it at the front door. She won't knock or anything. And she's going to take out the small duck toy that he'd made for us and kind of place it in the top of the basket as a reminder of, like, hopefully who Wilbus can come back to being.
Great. Lost, I assume you've been going through readying the balloon and everything. Awesome. Everyone piles in, yes? Great. Lost, you go through your training, your whole hour of training, touching the sort of rune stones in the bowl, which starts to ignite that like warm air. You pull on the little rope underneath, which like blasts like a lot of heat, so the balloon starts to take form in the duck shape overhead. And girls, like, you start to feel the basket start to lift off, and so it starts to like shake and things, and then it becomes loose, and you realize that you are no longer in contact with the ground, and you continue to rise into the air, slightly moving the bowl in the direction that you want to head in, heading up into the air. You guys look down. Do you look down?
Yeah.
Or who looks down?
I have wings. I would look down.
Adeline realizes in this moment that she's scared of heights. She's never experienced it like this to know, and she...
So you look down over the edge, Rose, and I guess Lost is still busy with driving. But as you look over the edge, you can see like the canals of Riverfell below you, just kind of becoming this like blue snake that leads into the Great Rapine, like this giant river off to the side. You start seeing the buildings, the sort of brown timber buildings around Riverfell getting smaller and smaller as you keep getting higher. As you rise up, at this point, you can see on one side, you see Heliacal and the sort of the dry sort of sands on one side of the river, and then on the other side is the luscious greens that you can see all the way out as far as the rainfall will allow, because of the scattered showers. Is just this luscious, deep green. You ascend into the air. Is there anything you guys would like to do while you are flying in a balloon shaped like a duck towards the Institute of the Arcane?
I'm pretty focused and determined looking and as serious as I can be in a balloon shaped like a fucking duck.
Adeline, you just see her kind of like slowly lift Duchess up, and I'm gonna look through Duchess's eyes while I'm safely kind of on the ground, just kind of like turning her around to like look be like
Duchess's eyes because she's got like 8, and they all kind of blink discordantly. It looks odd, but you can actually see like really far. But you see like the similar sights as it's getting smaller in the distance. But you do see the cloudburst domain over on the one side, and it reminds you of home.
Oh, we are up here, aren't we?
Yes, it's lovely.
Oh, that's enough of that. Okay. As terrifying as this is, being so far above it, I'm quite excited to be going home.
I'm excited for you. This is going to be a lovely reunion for you.
I hope so.
In spite of everything else, you do get to see your family.
Right. What is it we said? 3 days travel?
2.
2 days travel. Okay, great.
I swear that wasn't planned.
So good. Right.
Is there somewhere we could stop in between?
Yeah, you could like literally reach the halfway point and set up camp, like as the sun is setting.
Yep.
Set up camp somewhere on the ground there. There are like plenty of like gatherings of forests and things throughout the Cloudburst domain. So that would be easy, and you don't want to be flying this thing at night, even if you wanted to like push through.
Mm-hmm.
Are we stopping? Are we stopping now?
You
Once
just
it
got up.
starts to get- Once
Oh,
it
right.
gets dark.
Okay.
But like
We're
as
just in
this
the
day
zone.
comes to a close, you'll be able to land and set up.
Great. I have something.
And I'm pretty intent on flying.
Just not saying anything.
No.
I would try to read like insight lost, even though I kind of feel like I know exactly what's going on, but just kind of like get the feeling that maybe he doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, are you trying to
I don't have to.
delve into that at
No,
all,
I don't
or
think I need to roll anything. I think that's pretty surface. Yeah.
You're gonna see Lost when it's his hands on the controls. He's very like his fingers are tapping. You can tell that it's impatient. Impatient. That's the feel that it's giving off. Deep in thought and impatient.
Okay.
yeah, I imagine it's almost like that nervous energy where you're checking things that you don't need to check because you just need to be doing something in that moment.
Yeah.
Adeline is overcompensating for her nerves at flying and the silence by just talking about and in the library there's a chair. Well, I really like to sit in the blue chair, but there is one blue chair that you don't want to sit in because one of the legs, the back left one, is slightly shorter, so there's a bit of a wobble to it. It can be quite distracting, but there is a nice one. It's nice deep cushions, and well, one time I did spill a bit of tea on it, but I just turned the cushion around, and I don't think anyone seems to have noticed, but that's how I always know that it's my spot, because it has a bit of tea stain on it if you look for it. And she's just like
You would get through that entire story, and Rose would be like, "But why didn't you just use magic to clean it?"
Gosh, it didn't occur to me at the time.
Oh,
Maybe we'll add it to the to-do list while we're in town.
sure. Clean cushion. Hey, Zero.
Yes.
Could you tell me more about the sad man? What kind of things did you talk about?
Mostly work. He didn't really talk about much else. He was very quiet.
Did he tell you he was sad, or was that just what you assumed?
It's what I gathered. He seemed sad, but like he held a lot of love.
Is it the kind of sadness that you have when you lose someone?
That's a little out of my wheelhouse. We are immortal.
Right. I don't know, I just can't stop thinking about the sad man and how he plays into all of this. Could you describe him for me? Like, what did he look like?
Messy. He had longer, but not like lost, black hair, which would always like get in his face when he was looking down and writing over his notes. He always wore a long coat when he was working.
Was there any significance to the coat that he would wear when he would work?
It was a working coat, like suede, thick. He wore a ring on his left hand.
Did you ever... I mean, I'm sure you've understood in our cultures, it's... We bind ourselves to each other with these rings, and did you ever meet the person that wore the other one?
I did not know that.
Oh.
But I did ask him about the ring once, and he quickly pulled his hand away and wouldn't talk about it.
Would you know this person if you saw them again?
The sad man?
Yes.
My memories are vague. Maybe?
I can't remember. Have we asked you if you know his actual name?
Yeah, you had already asked him.
Okay.
He said he couldn't remember.
Okay.
But we didn't proffer a name to see if it was that. But if we thinking the same thinking? I feel like you've been thinking this thought for longer, and it just occurred to me.
I have no clue. I'm lost.
While you're in this conversation with Lost,
Zero.
yes, with Zero, sorry. I would say probably Rose. You hear this screech in the distance. And you hear the beat of these heavy, leathery wings.
I would immediately look to Roz.
Who is not flying.
Right. But for some kind of reassurance.
I think you would probably see just a lack of knowledge on his face. Rose, as you turn to the direction of this sound, you see these dark, black, leathery wings open with these iridescent purple veins, huge veins going through the wings as the pale, deathly flesh hangs off of this humanoid body, sunken into the ribs and pulled back. The skull face has eyes that are just empty. No eyes within it, just empty blackness. As he pulls up his blackened claws and beats his wings again towards you. That's where we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Cool.
Wow.
What is that?
Jay, don't we ever get monsters that are beautiful? Can't you throw a nymph every once in a while, or a dryad? Why would we get these horrific looking?
You guys haven't gone to the Feywild. You haven't done anything.
That's
Right?
our
Or
own
you did do
fault.
something. You had a hag. Yes, awesome. We are going to take a 10-minute break, and we will be back to find out what this thing is. Maybe? BRB, guys.
Huh?
Ah,
Ah.
I don't think I can correct that. Well, yeah. So
Oh, wait. It might be.
I think that's probably what we're going to call it tonight then.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Tech issues. Don't know why the camera is so cropped in.
But they got to see the cute
You
cloud.
can see the clouds.
There are clouds.
That's just a preview of what's to come. Sneak peek for the battle ahead.
Against
Yes.
the hot gargoyle.
Yes, we will pick this up on the 15th, which is the first Thursday that we'll be rolling, which is the week after next. So stay tuned for more of the map to come. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around while we tried to fix everything. We have a camera, but it's like seeing this much of the entire map. So, yep. Thank you so much for starting your weekend off the right way.
This is why we're moving from Fridays, because they're cursed.
Really good. First half was really good. We will be back on Monday for community night and Wednesday for Call of Cthulhu
Hell yeah.
with Ashley. So stay tuned for those coming up early next week. We will be off Fables next week, and then back on Thursday, February 15th. We will be here with hopefully a full map, fighting winged things in the sky from a duck balloon.
Like you do.
So have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much again for sticking around. We're gonna try and we'll go ahead and raid someone. We're gonna raid Critical Dice. Oh, Critical Dice is doing a charity stream. So let's dive in there. Collect your 250 bonus channel points on the way over there. And yeah, have an awesome weekend, guys. Let them know where you came from over on Critical Dice as well.